Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals Music is here because we're fiercely independent. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot. We've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
Another beautiful sunset here across the Tennessee Valley on this Thursday evening as we look live at the Arctic Air Skycam Network. Still clear skies across the area. That won't change until we head later into the overnight, but clouds will start to build back as we head through the early morning hours. Here's Viper Live Doppler radar with no clouds, no precipitation. Naturally, temperatures across the area, most of us into the mid to upper 60s. A few locations out to the west, especially around Savannah, Tennessee, headed towards 70 degrees still. And then Hohenwald, one of the cooler spots, coming into 63. I will say that sensor usually runs a little bit cooler than everywhere around it because of the microscale terrain there, but most of us generally still mild temperatures as we enter the 5 o'clock hour. We have a couple more warm days before a quick hitting shot of cold air to begin next week. You see some high-level cloud cover approaching from the west. That general storm system will be what brings our rain and thunderstorms to the area late tomorrow into tomorrow night. And we'll talk about how rain chances linger in slight fashion as we head into the weekend as well. But quiet for the evening, but we will start to see clouds build in as we head deeper into the overnight. There is a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe storms still for parts of Middle Tennessee. It runs generally from Lawrenceburg to Pulaski northward through Lewis County, Murray County, Marshall counties in Tennessee, and then on up the I-65 corridor on up into parts of Kentucky. They have scaled this back some so that it does no longer include any part of North Alabama or any part of Tennessee south of Highway 64. There is a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather surrounding that in green for the rest of our viewing area. Overall, either category is a low-end type threat, regardless of whether you're in level 1 or level 2. There is a possibility that they continue to scale back the level 2 risk as we get into tomorrow morning, and they may downgrade it altogether because this is continuing to look like a lower-end severe weather threat. There may be a couple of stronger storms, but this is not a big risk. If we have a couple of severe storms, we're talking about isolated wind gusts, 45, 50, 60 miles per hour, but most storms that develop will only have winds around 30 or 40 miles per hour. A couple of storms may try to produce hail up to the size of quarters, but most of the storms that develop, if of the ones that even have hail at all, it will mainly be P to dime size that's below severe limits. Tornado threat, it's not completely zero, but it's really, really low. A brief low end type tornado is not impossible, but it's not likely to happen. So we're not seeing a big severe weather threat. We'll talk about the timing with Futurecast, but the overall timeline, we're looking at the afternoon and the evening hours, and then weakening storms lingering into the overnight. Here is the Futurecast starting with this evening. With clear skies abound, we'll be falling out of the 60s into the 50s pretty quickly. I think we're going to hit our overnight lows here near or just before midnight, before the southerly wind starts to crank up and then clouds build back during the early morning. Those clouds will act as an insulating blanket, and along with the southerly winds and increasing dew points, after midnight, the temperatures actually go the other way. They start to warm up even before sunrise, so that by the time we're around 6, 7 a.m., we're back to the mid to upper 50s and knocking on the door of 60. Maybe a stray light sprinkle or two as early as daybreak here. And that will continue through the morning with mostly cloudy skies. We will get into the low to mid 70s by the afternoon. And then toward 3, 4, 5 o'clock, I think we'll have these scattered showers and thunderstorms developing ahead of this frontal boundary here. First over Tennessee, middle parts of Tennessee, and then shifting down into the evening across the rest of southern Tennessee, into North Alabama, into the evening and overnight. It's the 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock time frame when I think there's enough instability or storm fuel for a couple of these storms to be strong to severe. After we get past 9 o'clock, there will still be ongoing showers and storms shifting through North Alabama, but I think we'll lose the instability for a severe storm threat after about 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So even those storms will continue. I think the severe weather threat will diminish by late evening. Clouds stick around, so we're talking about only getting down to the 50s for overnight lows Friday night, and maybe over North Alabama staying in the lower 60s. A few more isolated thunder showers possible on our Saturday. I know the Storm Prediction Center has put a level 1 risk out for North Alabama southward. I don't think there's a local severe storm risk in our viewing area on Saturday. If there is going to be a strong storm or two, I think it's going to be to the south of our area, despite that level 1 risk that we have. But a few thunder showers certainly possible. A few lingering wraparound showers possible as we head into Sunday and Sunday evening. A mix of sun and clouds on Sunday otherwise. And then Monday, it's going to be the coldest day of the 7 days here, with daytime highs only into the upper 30s to lower 40s. A few folks in Tennessee might stay in the mid 30s. And yes, you see the flurries on the board. We'll talk about that in detail here in just a moment. But it's a quick shot of cold air. By Tuesday, we're back to southerly winds, mostly sunny skies. Veterans Day, we're in the 50s. And then by the middle of next week, after this quick hitting shot of colder air, daytime highs are back into the 60s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So yes, significantly cold. And we're talking about a hard freeze early next week during the overnights, but it's going to be a quick hitting shot of cold air before we get back to milder temperatures. Now on Monday, we're talking about mid to upper 30s for southern middle Tennessee, upper 30s to lower 40s for daytime high temperatures over North Alabama. Wind chills at their warmest during the day, mid to upper 20s because of these gusty northwest winds, anywhere from 15, 20 to as high as 30 miles per hour at times. So it's going to make it feel like it's in the 20s outside. And during the morning and the evening, there may be some periods of time where it feels like it's in the teens outside. So you're going to have to bundle up. It's going to be cold. And then there's going to be a widespread hard freeze, likely Monday night, and possible on Sunday night as well, as we get to the mid to upper 20s there. But Monday night, we're going to get down to the low to mid 20s for overnight lows. I think anywhere from 22 to 26 on Monday night toward daybreak on Tuesday morning. So a hard freeze likely and into the growing season across the area. And then with some lingering moisture wrapping around on Monday, these light flurries are going to be possible. Again, I want to stress flurries. We've been stressing this for days, and I hope you can tell the difference between in the wording we're using. Flurries is what we're talking about. We are not talking about things sticking. We're not talking about road conditions being bad, any of that. We're just talking about a few flakes flying through the air and then nothing sticking to the ground, nothing sticking to the roadways, because number one, it's going to be dry and we're barely squeezing out the flakes at all. And number two, the temperatures will be above freezing as this comes through. So no, we're not talking about travel problems or anything like that, or no accumulation. You need to go to the mountains of East Tennessee over here in the Smokies to have any chance of accumulating snow, but a few flakes flying on Monday, certainly possible. Your forecast for tonight, clear this evening. Clouds start building back after midnight. We'll reach the low to mid 50s near midnight and then bounce back to the upper 50s toward daybreak. We'll reach the low to mid 70s for our Friday afternoon, at about 3, 4, or 5 o'clock is when we'll be watching for those scattered, strong to isolated severe thunderstorms developing. Again, main threat, isolated gusty winds, isolated small hail, tornado threat, not zero, but it's very, very, very low. Not a big severe weather threat, but a couple of warnings could be issued, so we'll be here to track it for you. A few more thunder showers Saturday, but not expecting those to be severe. Isolated lingering showers on Sunday, and then cold, windy, and isolated flurries on Monday before we start bouncing the temperatures back toward the middle and latter part of next week. That's a look at your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.